Chocolate is a food made from a mixture of sugar and two cacao derivatives. It's butter and paste. Cacao is a seed from the cacao tree, which originally grew only in the Americas. From this basic combination, the proportions can vary and ingredients like cow's milk or nuts can be added. It has been created and consumed for 4,000 years, and over time has spread across the globe, becoming one of the most consumed foods by humans. In fact, it is currently very difficult to find a place where chocolate is not sold. Its success is due to its flavor, texture, and how well it adapts to the taste we can perceive in our mouths. Some of its substances activate glands in the brain that release dopamine and contain certain alkaloids, such as caffeine and theobromine. An alkaloid is simply a substance produced by some plants and seeds that stimulates the body when consumed. And before thinking this is bad, it's not. Our bodies have evolved to react in specific ways, as they have specialized neuroreceptors that respond to these substances. The problem lies in the quantity and in repeated exposure. When consumed repeatedly, our bodies lose sensitivity to these compounds, requiring higher doses to achieve the same effects. This leads to both physiological and psychological dependence on these substances. One of the alkaloids in cacao is theobromine. To understand the name, just look at its meaning. Theo means God, broma means food, and ine is a common alkaloid suffix. Theobromine is a xanthine that affects the central nervous system, cardiovascular system, smooth and rough muscles, and increases metabolism. In humans, it causes blood vessels to dilate, expands the bronchi, increases urination and heart rate, and produces hyperstimulation of the nervous system. Due to its bronchodilator properties, when a person has respiratory problems caused by an infection, it's recommended not to eat chocolate, as it can prevent the bronchi from effectively clearing mucus. Even so, these properties have been used medicinally, though with limited effectiveness. Its toxicity in humans is low. It is estimated that consuming 15.4 grains, 1 gram, of theobromine would, at most, cause mild stomach discomfort. To pose a health risk, a person would need to ingest over 6.6 pounds, 3 kilograms, of chocolate. However, the situation is completely different for some domestic animals, especially dogs and cats. This difference is due to their body's sensitivity to this alkaloid and the longer time it remains in their systems compared to humans. In dogs, a dose of 45 to 68 milligrams per pound, 100 to 150 milligrams per kilogram, of body weight is considered toxic. Cats, being more susceptible, may experience toxicity at even lower doses. To give an idea, if a Labrador ate just over 1.1 pounds, 0.5 kilograms, of chocolate, it could be lethal. However, even in smaller amounts, other health issues may arise. How much theobromine is in a chocolate bar? It depends on the chocolate's purity. For instance, a Milky Way bar contains approximately 37.1 milligrams of theobromine. A Hershey's bar can contain around 64 milligrams. A cup of cocoa powder can have up to 2,266 milligrams. As mentioned, these amounts vary depending on the type of chocolate, with dark chocolate containing the highest levels. In dogs, the biological half-life of theobromine is estimated to be 17.5 hours, much longer than most sedatives used in surgeries. The danger of chocolate ingestion in dogs isn't limited to death. Even at lower doses, symptoms can occur depending on how much is consumed. For example, a 66-pound dog, 30 kilograms, that eats 7 ounces, 200 grams, of milk chocolate may experience digestive issues, such as vomiting and diarrhea. If the dog ingests about 17.6 ounces, 500 grams, it may develop cardiovascular problems like tachycardia and rapid breathing, tachypnea. Consuming 26.5 ounces, 750 grams, could lead to seizures. Both tachycardia and seizures can trigger a heart attack and potentially cause long-term kidney damage. Adding to this, cow's milk often causes diarrhea in dogs, and caffeine can worsen the central nervous system symptoms, further complicating the clinical condition. This discussion focuses more on dogs because cats are pickier eaters and less likely to consume sweets. Dogs, on the other hand, often find ways to open containers just to access food. Unfortunately, there is no antidote for theobromine poisoning. If the dog ingested chocolate within the past 3 hours, a gastric lavage, stomach wash, is performed. After this window, intravenous fluids are administered to reduce the theobromine concentration in the blood and enhance kidney filtration. Medications are also provided to counteract the symptoms. Therefore, the success of recovery depends on how much time has passed since ingestion and the amount consumed. So, if one day you feel like giving chocolate to your pet, or they're begging you for some, because we all know how persistent dogs can be when they want something, acting as if they haven't eaten in 3 days, it's best to ignore their request. If you don't, you could risk their life. And if you're thinking, well, I'll just give them a little taste every now and then, that's something to reconsider, as there's suspicion that long-term theobromine exposure may cause right atrial heart disease. Therefore, it's better to avoid giving chocolate to your pet altogether. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, and if you know someone who has a puppy, share this video with them so they stay informed. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section or reach out through my social media links in the description. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.